All right. Welcome to Three-Digit World Cup 2023, the final match of the quarterfinals weekend, elimination match to determine who moves on to face Italy and who gets eliminated from the tournament entirely. Do or die for both of these teams. Sweden having a bit of a tough opponent, one could say, in the winners bracket last weekend against Hong Kong. Got swept. Canada putting up a very good fight against Germany actually last weekend. So, given the performances last week, one might be inclined to favor Canada in the matchup. But me, by being Swedish, I think makes clear where my loyalties lie. I am very much hoping for Sweden to do well here. Okay, already into the bans. Nomad 2, first ban coming up from Canada. They fear the Nomad 2 prowess of the Sweden roster. It's like the main thing for Sweden, really. I think kind of historically also being a staple that Sweden likes to pick. Sweden, their two bans, Hidden 3 and Nomad 4. Apparently not feeling Nomad tech. Hidden 3, also the low AR, I think is always going to be what they ban. This iteration of Sweden does not have a low AR roster, at least not on Hidden. The HR1 ban in Canada. HR results the standout for Sweden in the qualifiers. Makes a whole lot of sense. Okay, I believe someone has spawned suddenly.
I have spawned. I am in.
You have spawned. Excellent.
It's me, Dio. I've spawned. However, I don't show up right now because the overlay's messed up. All right, there we go. I show up now. Let's go.
Excellent. Okay.
I'm in. All right, so Canada versus
Excellent
Sweden.
timing.
Sweden versus Canada. Yeah, very good timing. I just saw the ping.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm actually really interested to see 0 DT bans from either of these teams. I know Sweden, a team that traditionally is really good at stream maps, and obviously Canada banning out Nomad 2 because of that. But I'm really actually interested to see Sweden banning out none of the speed picks, because a lot of Canada's roster is very, very strong speed players. So
I think it's I don't know, like the main speed pick in the pool is probably Fremont 1. I think DT3 doesn't have much speed strain, really. So it's DT2 stamina is something Sweden is very comfortable on. So I can see them not banning it out. Sweden picking HR3 actually after the HR1 ban from Canada. HR was the big thing in the qualifiers for Sweden. It was clearly the standout for them. So might just be what they're looking for. I imagine we'll see Spinks, or I imagine we'll see Lightwine, Spinks, Skilla. Maybe Psycha can go in. That's
I'm
bit of flex there.
Looking at like Cut Paper, Mario, and I don't know who fills this. I feel like there's a lot of really good aim players on Canada, so they've got kind of enough good picks in terms of just aim players, but none of them are really just straight up hard rock players. So I like the pick from Sweden here. Canada much more of like a hidden Nomad DT team, not really a like. That's not their thing, right? It's just not what you think of when you think of Team Canada. So that's just how I see this pick, is as a relatively good first pick for Sweden, picking into, especially it's CS 6.5 first pick, so you're always a little bit extra nervous whenever that happens, no matter who you are, right? So yeah. That said, Canada did have a pretty good score on the Hard Rock 1 in qualifiers. Sweden's score was relatively close, and honestly, both of their scores on the Hard Rocks and qualifiers were relatively close to each other, so I feel like this should still be a pretty close map overall. Yeah. Canada ever so slightly favored on Hard Rock, but they're the higher seeded team out of qualifiers, right? So there's only so much splitting hairs you can do off of qualifier scores, and I'm ready to see how this goes. Canada with 2 slow, Cut Paper, and Yip. So not going with El Condor Pasa, who's usually really good on these types of maps, and instead going with more of a just straight up mechanics player in Too Slow. Very, very good tourney player, but mostly mechanics player. And then Yip and Cut Paper, who kind of speak for themselves as to what they're good at.
Well, at least Sweden have their full roster this time.
That's good.
I'm happy to see that. They actually weren't too far off of taking, I think, 2 maps off of Hong Kong, but yeah, it's a bit of a struggle when you're missing that many players. They were a 3-man squad for much of that match against Hong Kong, so...
To be fair, they were facing Hong Kong.
They were facing Hong Kong. They would have lost.
I understand. I understand not giving as much of a shit when you're against Hong Kong. It feels like a lost cause, right? A team favorite to win the tournament.
I'll say it was
actually with an early miss though. Spink's gonna match it, but a couple of early misses is a little bit of a rough indicator for these teams. The beginning of this map not as hard as the ending.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen anyone hit the ending pattern on this weekend so far.
Yeah.
Kind of ridiculous. There is a pretty big jump pattern slightly before that as well, though, that a lot of people have been missing on that can make a pretty big difference. The ending pattern typically doesn't make much of a difference as to the results. But yeah, still favoring Sweden. Pretty good combo advantage, especially with the break on Too Slow. That's kind of a disaster.
Yip had actually also missed earlier as well, so even with Scylla's miss right now, Lightwine's still holding the FC. This is just over.
Yeah.
So nothing they can do about it for Canada. But, you know, that's the expectation for first pick, is that you win, and it's ideally not very close, right? I would say this qualifies as not very close. They are up 400, 500,000 in a 3v3.
Lightwine hit it. Okay.
Lightwine just FC'd that match. Yeah, that's
very
sick.
good.
That's a good score.
That's a very good score. Very high act, too.
Man's farming.
Man is farming. He is a farmer, so he's pretty good at this stuff. I mentioned it a lot lately, I feel like, but he did basically choke 1,000 PP on the Chansey Honesty HR. I don't know. He's a mechanics man. He really is. Well, Canada to pick now, and well, I feel like you'd know better. What do you feel Canada should be going for?
I mean, just straight up looking at the team, it's a very good DT roster. It's a very good hidden roster. Sweden has already banned the hidden 3. I feel like you just pick into the hiddens. Like you said, Sweden is still going to be relatively good, especially at stuff like Skin Thief and the DT2. So yeah. I would feel much more comfortable if I'm Canada picking into something more like DT4 or Hidden 2.
Yeah, I think DT4, I would actually argue as well, Nomad 5 is a possibility. If Canada can play that, I think it might be pretty effective against Sweden. So they're not fans of the low AR. Just broadly. I don't know, possibly Psyche and Skilla can do enough to just carry it, I suppose, but it's gonna be a bit of a backpack of the third, whoever the victim will be for Sweden, the third player.
Yeah, this Canada team, kind of an aim team low-key, had top 8 only on aim mechanics in qualifiers, Nomad 1, Hard Rock 1, DT 1, so we might just see them go for an aim map if they feel like it. But having lost the CS 6.5, I feel like, you know, they're no longer like favored to win just straight up aim.
Yeah.
We'll see how it shakes out. I want to see. I want to see. Okay, Nomad 5 actually is what they're gonna go with.
Yeah,
So good call out on that.
I
don't know the pool, so thank you.
Oh yeah. No,
I've been away from home. I got home at like 1 p.m. today, 3 hours ago. So.
All right. Yeah. No, I mean that's perfectly fine. This is from one iteration of Course Ace Open. I don't remember which one, but I believe it was hidden in one of them. But very
crunchiest tourney client audio I've ever heard. By the way,
yeah, it's pretty It's going kind of crazy right now.
That is something. That is something.
But it's, you know, Fushimi Ryo map is pretty gimmicky. It's got, you know, highly structured. It's got kind of, it's got a couple of patterns that it iterates over mostly, and I don't know. It's the kind of map where it's very easy to just get screwed and drop a lot of misses or just break somewhere. It's hard to be consistent on and hard to be confident on. I feel like not many players are comfortable playing this stuff.
Like anything that strays away from more basic mechanics and is also low AR is usually very difficult for players.
Yeah.
Just kind of as a rule of thumb, right? If the map is mostly a mechanics fix that's also low AR, it feels very accessible for a lot of players. But if it's something like this that doesn't really do the basic mechanics, works in finger control, works in lots of overlaps and things like that, it becomes much more difficult. Expected roster, I think, for Canada on this map, Cut Paper and Yep, two to look at, but Mario, the Pro 365, El Condor Pasa, also very, very good reading gimmick player, so somebody to look for on maps that don't require just straight up long stream stamina, essentially. He's usually pretty good at anything outside of it.
Okay, I'm eager to see if Spinks can do anything on this map. Because, yeah, okay. That's... I kind of expect to see that kind of stuff.
86% accuracy. That's not looking good.
Skill also dropping a miss. Does not bode well for Sweden here. Early on, but not a particularly long map. So, still matters. Well, I don't know. Cut Paper looked really good last week on gimmickier stuff. I believe he had 2 SSs in that match. I don't remember the maps, but
yeah, I mean, when does this guy not look good on gimmicky stuff? I don't know.
Yeah,
he's just kind of very good.
He's crazy.
We do actually see a drop from El Condor Pasa. So there is a window of opportunity for Sweden to come back in this, but it's a 2-way FC from Cut Paper and Yep right now. And unfortunately, the accuracy from Spinks, and he's breaking again, gonna make that window rapidly close.
Yeah. Okay, well, maybe, just maybe, the break from Yip and El Condor Pasa dropping another one gives Sweden a combo advantage, but Saika has to hold. And Skilla for that matter. But they hold through that pattern there. I think one scene a lot of people miss on, but Saika breaks. Misreading. And that does seal for Canada. There was a pretty big lead. Maybe it was questionable in the first place. Actually, I wasn't really looking at the score. That's my bad. But
yeah, that is a hell of a score from Cut
okay,
Paper
Spinks.
Again.
Yeah.
That guy could not play the low AR.
He could not play.
That's the reason they banned the hidden 3, right?
Yeah.
That's a hell of a score from Cut Paper though. 990k, 3x100 FC.
That's a beast. That is easily the best score on this map on the weekend.
He's
I don't think there's any doubt. He's just an animal. Well, a very effective first pick for Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, as I said, it's to be expected. It's to be expected. Yeah, Canada has Cut Paper, and Sweden does not have a third player for this, so pretty doomed. You know, I didn't farm in time. My bad. Sorry.
Unlucky nuts. I feel like Sweden does not pick this Hard Rock 2. Thoughts? Because Canada has some very, very good tech players.
I don't know about it. I don't think they're bad on HR2. Like, I think, I mean, I guess Lightwine isn't necessarily a tech player, but I think it's HR, so he just does well anyways, probably.
Yeah.
But, I'm not entirely sure what the roster would be for Sweden. I mean, obviously skill is in for every map, probably, but...
Yeah, I mean, Sweden did also ban the Nomad 4, so I feel like that is a pretty good indicator they're not going to pick the Hard Rock 2.
The Nomad 4 has been very unpopular, though, to be fair. I don't think I've seen it a single time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see why. I'm looking at the map. I can see why.
Yeah.
What are you picking if you're in here?
if I'm in here,
Sweden, what are you picking?
I guess DT2. Just like do mechanics, do the DT stamina. You're good at it, and Psycha don't miss. Like okay, free mod 3. I guess it's relying more on Spinx, Lightwine, Skilla to be the core to carry this and try to own it up. I don't know what. I mean, Psycha could go in, obviously.
I like this pick, actually. This is like pretty much the same map as Hard Rock 3. Except one person has to play hidden, I think. I think those
free mod, that's the big thing for me about this. You don't, in this tournament, you just need 2 mods.
So it's just Hard Rock 6 for Sweden.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's, actually, that makes it better, probably, but... I don't know, actually, Canada has cut paper, so even if you have someone go hidden for Canada, it's probably fine. It's,
yeah.
Most of the time, I see someone go hidden on free mod. It's like the hidden player's gonna miss because hidden sucks.
Yeah.
But cut paper won't, so that's fine.
He also doesn't need to go hidden though. He can just go hidden
Yeah.
Hard Rock.
Yeah.
The guy can play Hard Rock, obviously. So I feel like that's what's gonna happen for Canada. Is if anybody's taking hidden, it's gonna be a hidden Hard Rock player, and the rest of the roster can just avoid the hidden only on this. Because this is a relatively difficult map to play with hidden, and I feel like most players are going to be much happier just taking the extra mechanical difficulty of Hard Rock rather than trying to deal with the more technical reading aspects of taking hidden only on this.
It's just the notes hide from you. It makes you less consistent. It's, you know, it's just
how do you
it's harder
them when
to
they're hidden?
It's true. It's true. It's literally true. It's just, you know, you can't, especially when it's low AR, correcting over under aims and everything is a lot harder because, well, they're no longer on screen. So it's much easier for little flubs to happen and to not be able to even intuitively or subconsciously correct for it. So yeah, I never like the, you know, the being in that place for the hidden player on the anti mod. It's typically tough.
Definitely is. So many teams taking multiple Hard Rocks on maps like this. Canada, though, reading team, hidden only for cut paper and no mod for Yip. Hard Rock only for El Condor Pasa. He's a good Hard Rock player. Hidden only for Skilla, actually. And
I will say
Skilla
is a hidden main, so I guess I can respect it. I still don't love it, but yeah, early break for Skilla and Psycha.
And Mario. El Condor Pasa also finding an early break there on the Hard Rock for Canada. So at least one of those misses is matched, but Psycha just not having a good time on this to start off.
So one of the reasons why I don't feel terribly comfortable with this pick is that it's arguably one of the easier maps in the pool. You have to rely on consistency, and I don't know how much I trust Sweden with that. So yeah, and it's kind of not popping off right now. Psycha is yeah. Psycha, please, just get it together.
Well, to his benefit, El Condor Pasa is also missing on the Hard Rock. He is the only player on Canada to miss so far, and Cut Paper and Yip both with very, very good scores on the hidden and no mod respectively. Cut Paper out-acting Skilla, who also has a very, very good score going right now for Team Sweden. Not quite the score that Lightwine is putting together on the full combo with Hard Rock, but still a very solid score for Skilla right now on the reverse choke. So this is a very, very close map still. The consistency now finally found for both Psycha and El Condor Pasa. In fact, this lead is slowly edging its way towards Sweden. Psycha and El Condor Pasa break at the exact same time once again. It's mod advantage, though, on the high combos for Sweden. Skilla and Lightwine both with hidden and Hard Rock, and Cut Paper and Yip on hidden and no mod. So the extra score from the mods might actually just be enough to bring the score lead over to the side of Sweden, as both El Condor Pasa and Psycha continue to find somewhat repeated misses. This is extremely silly, yeah.
Why is the HR breaking for Canada is what I don't understand. This has not happened like a single time so far. It's the HRs are always the ones comboing.
That's just how this team is, you know?
Yeah.
That's just how the cookie crumbles.
Oh, man.
It's okay. I'll ping Mario after this and ask him why he missed. He's
Yeah.
not supposed to miss. Why is he missing? He keeps missing. What's
He keeps doing it. Oh my god, come on, man.
But I mean, you're actually happy with this, right? Sweden.
I am. You know I am.
Oh, Lightwine misses on the Hard Rock. Hold on. Cut
no.
Paper and Yip still have full combos. It's Skilla versus the world right now. Is there enough time? Does it go over to Canada? There's the swap. Cut Paper and Yip. Will they hold to the end? Two-way full combo for Canada still intact, and Mario.
Oh my god.
Mario's a lucky bastard today.
Yeah, he really is.
That man is doing the cartoon, flinging sweat from his brow. Woo! Oh man, barely got that one, guys. Good job.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Sweden.
Actually, Saika has a terrible score. Saika, what are you doing? Oh my god.
That's just really unfortunate for Sweden, though. If Lightwine had held there on the Hard Rock at the end, that would have gone their way just because of the mod advantage on the high combo scores. And just really unfortunate at the end. Canada with the lower mechanics requirements on the hidden and no mod, and just that's how it shook out at the end for them. Sweden just barely not able to win that.
Sweden should have had that map.
They really should have. It should have been theirs at the end of it.
What
but
the hell, man?
Lightwine with one miss at the end is all it took for it to swap back over to Canada. It's tough shakes. Tough shakes.
Yeah, it really is.
Talked a little bit about the good scores for Canada. Again, 2 for 2 on full combos from Cut Paper in this match so far.
Yeah.
You have the MP? Yes, we do. Oh, actually, never mind. 2 for 3. He was in for the Hard Rock 3. I forgot about that. But 2 for 2 on the low ARs. So,
I mean, yeah, it's what I'd expect. He's truly exceptional on this skill set. For Canada to pick hidden too. Gonna keep dipping into the hidden, which gonna keep going for gimmickier stuff, I suppose. It's I would say a good decision. Sweden does not have a great hidden roster, so pretty much every hidden, I don't know. I feel like Canada's gonna make a discovery here. They're gonna realize they're probably gonna have yet another pick after this. That's pretty quality, pretty good for them. I don't know. I have to pray that Spinks is somehow good at hidden now. It's
yeah. I feel like this pool is relatively good for Canada as well. Tech map is hidden 2. Tech map is Hard Rock 2. Alt map DT4. Like there's a lot. Another reading map in the Daramak pick in Free Mod 2. In addition to the reading Free Mod 3, reading No Mod 5, reading Hidden 3. Like there's a lot of gimmicky stuff that's relatively good for Canada. I feel like they have, especially against Sweden, who is, as of recent years, relatively weak on some of the gimmick and reading stuff. I think that this pool is particularly good for Canada.
I'll have you know that Free Mod 2 is the Ice Cold difficulty, though. The Daramak difficulty is
okay.
far too deranged.
Playable.
Yeah.
Playable map. Thank God.
If it were the Daramak map, everyone would be getting like C ranks or something. It's
yeah.
It's way too hard.
Yeah, no, that map is that's silly.
It's pretty insane. But yeah, no. Skilla, the captain for Team Sweden, is a hidden main, and then I don't know. Doesn't have the backup really. Saika covers hidden, of course, but very much third man syndrome.
Yeah. After the last, what I will say is I hope that Spinks is better on, higher approach rate hidden stuff. Right. This is AR 9.6, so the approach rate is not going to be sort of a limiting factor here, like it was on the No Mod 5.
Yeah.
But with Cut Paper Yip on the roster,
he'll be better on it.
He won't
get a C rank, but
right.
It's
a matter of comfort, right?
I don't know if I could hope for him to put together much of a combo. I don't know. We'll see. It's legitimately, I don't know. Skilla was trying to tell people to practice hidden, but I don't know if Sphinx did. And Lightwine would never do that. He would never play hidden in his life, so...
It's
well,
a full
all of
team
Sweden has
wipe
broken.
For,
yeah,
for Sweden. In fact, it's only Cut Paper who still has a combo. He has the double S, obviously. Why would he have anything different, right? Why would this man drop even a slider ender or 100?
Yeah, I don't think you even need to worry about cursing him. It's Cut Paper, so
exactly.
It's chill.
Yip is also now holding a relatively good combo. El Condor Pasa, as well as the rest of Sweden, wiping their combo at the same point during that Ki time. Cut Paper misses on absolute air. He misses on the slow section here on legitimate air. I mean, you talk about air misses sometimes on broadcast, but like, wow, that was the most air miss I feel like I've ever seen.
I will say Tsuwagi did that earlier as well for some reason. It's literally the same section.
Huh.
Good lord.
Maybe it's not quite air then. I don't know. I haven't played the map, right? So.
Yeah, I haven't played it either, but I mean, is there a
something about it makes
note
it feel
hidden?
Hard? I don't know.
Is there a stack hidden there somewhere? I don't know.
Maybe.
That can be the only thing I can imagine, really. But Sweden recovering combos, actually. Even Sphinx got a combo now.
Oh.
It's kind of starting to build here. Is there enough map?
Condor Pasa broke as well now, so it's just Yip and Cut Paper's recovered combo against 3 times 600 combo for Sweden.
There's nothing here at the end,
Is there enough time left in the map, though? I don't know. It's just like a sliver of map left. Is the score from Yip enough to cancel it out? Okay, that's the last slider, and that is it. Less than 100,000 score.
It was actually
of
winnable.
The breaks from Cut Paper and Condor Pasa near the end, but
Sphinx did
super
well.
doable for Sweden. Super doable.
Sphinx did well. Sphinx is not a hidden player. I'll have everyone know. He did better than Saika. It's a pretty good performance for Sphinx. I don't know.
Oh, accidental double tap. I see. Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Once again, 2 of the gimmick players for Canada, Yip and Cut Paper, carrying the point for Canada, and I feel like that's going to be more and more evident through the tournament because those players scaled very, very well. Not quite the same as Hong Kong, right, in terms of like 2-man scaling power, but you point to a couple of players who are going to play these picks throughout the tournament and be fine no matter what round it is, and I'm pretty much pointing at those 2.
Yeah, Sweden to pick, and I don't know, I guess for whatever reason Sweden didn't want to do it earlier, but I'm thinking they might have to bring the DT players off the bench and just pick some tapping.
They've spent the last 30 minutes warming up. They gotta be ready.
Yeah, they gotta be ready. There's no way. I just don't know what else they'd do. I mean, they can go Nomad 1. They can always go Nomad 1 Empire. They love saying that. It's and they would be pretty good on the Nomad 1. So Sphinx Lightwine skill is a pretty great Nomad 1 lineup, actually. But it's Nomad 1. Also, it's CS5, so it's a bit odd.
CS5 awkward aim, might add.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
right,
there it is. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
They're going to go with the speed. All right, Canada's speed players are now also off the bench for the first time. We've seen pretty much the same group of players in for every map at this point. So going to get a couple of different players in now. Looking for Curtis to come in, looking for Too Slow to come in, looking for Vesprit or Yip to be the 3rd player for them on this sort of map. I don't think you put in Mario for this if you're Canada.
Yeah, and for Sweden, it's going to be the players you haven't seen so far. It's going to be Trumpetino, Jagako, and for 3rd, it could be Skiller or Lightwine, would be my guess. Either one, really. It doesn't really matter. But Lightwine is definitely more of a tapping player, so... Skill is just good at everything, so he could combo. He's good until he misses, like he did on the hidden 2. Very silly. Shouldn't have done that.
just shouldn't have missed.
Yeah.
Teams looking like they're going to go for a 2v2 here. Just bring out the best speed players and let them duke it out. Screw the 3rd player.
Yeah.
At least that seems like the plan for now. They're both kind of struggling here with the third player syndrome.
The third player is sitting in the editor. They're playing it right now.
True. Apparently it's Mario, who can play speed. He can play speed. He's actually a DT farmer. Not necessarily a speed farmer, though. So we'll see how he does.
It is DT stamina, so it's not, it's not 270. It's, so I think it should be okay on that, Okay, it does look like it's going to be Skilla rather than Lightwine. Typically, I'd kind of like to see Lightwine, but I don't know. I believe in Skilla. I guess one thing that might make one reticent to pick this is I think it's one of the easier maps in the pool, personally. It's so it might be a bit scary, just presuming that the other team, regardless of what their roster on the skill set is, that they might be able to match pretty well. Okay, now I just pray that the resident speed DT players of Sweden don't do speed player missing. They don't miss on 3-star
You know what's happening
patterns.
to somebody in this lobby, right?
It's going to happen to someone.
I mean, Curtis is famous for doing it in OWC. The man is like 0, 100, 1x miss every DT3 in OWC. So somebody is doing it. We'll just see who. If you're rooting for a close match or you're rooting for Sweden, you want to see Canada do that.
Yeah. Mario? He was being silly earlier, so,
That's true. He was being a little silly.
Can rely on him to provide us with some entertainment. I'm staring daggers into Mario right now. This is...
I'm staring daggers into Skilla. 2 can play that game, although Too Slow is actually at 96% accuracy right now, lowest stack in the lobby, so you do want to see him pick up the accuracy a little bit if you are rooting for Canada. I'm once again surprised at how good Mario actually is at speed. I never thought of him as a speed player before this tournament, and then I looked at his top plays, and his entire top 20 is like DT or My Heart Will Go On. And I was kind of like, okay, I guess he's a DT player.
I can't farm My Heart Will Go On. I can't play cartridge streams. I don't know why.
I can't stream 200 BPM, so I can't farm My Heart Will Go On.
Yeah. Bro, everyone is still FCing, man. Oh, Jagako! I had to say something.
The Swedes spoke, therefore the Swedes broke.
Oh, God. Jagako did the speed player thing. It had to be him, didn't it?
It did. Yeah.
I hate myself.
Yeah, it breaks again. Oh, no. Everyone else is still full comboing, though. It is 5 FCs in this lobby. The only break is from Jagako right now. Okay, Mario has slider broken, but the accuracy is actually just with Canada right now.
Yeah.
Curtis Ack is better than Trumpetino's. Too Slow and Skilla are on about the same Ack. Skilla with a slight lead there, and after that, Mario has better accuracy than Yagiko, and there's just no...
Yeah.
There's no swapping over unless both Too Slow and Curtis break right now.
Which will not happen. Too Slow breaks at the very end.
The little last note.
Yeah. Unfortunately, doesn't go the way of Sweden. But yeah, these scores are basically what I expected. I think it's one of the easier maps in the pool, so you basically have to three-way. It's, that is what's going to be asked of you. Sweden, unfortunately, not quite up to the task. Close, though.
Well, if you're Canada now, you've seen both the speed picks and the sort of awkward aim picks come out of Sweden, and I feel like you're not particularly scared of them at this point on either of those particular skill sets. You probably still lean into what has already been working. You've picked reading, you've picked tech. Venturing into hard rock is less guaranteed, but you can pick something like the free mod 2, you can pick something like the hidden 1. there's a lot of relatively gimmicky maps in this pool. I feel like Canada's just gonna pick any one of them that is left up. I would be a little surprised if it's Hard Rock 2, just because I think Sweden is probably a better Hard Rock team overall than they are with other mods. But yeah, that's about the only pick that would surprise me out of the gimmicky maps that are left.
Say DT4 ought to be pretty good for Canada. They go Nomad 3.
That's
which is
also an alt map.
It is. It is. But this is another map that's kind of easy for the pool.
Yeah, I was gonna say I had to play this in a rank 3K tournament recently, which it's not particularly hard. It's a long map and it's very easy to break in some of the higher intensity section. But I mean,
it spikes definitely.
Yeah. There's like 12 spikes though, so it's fine. But yeah, it's definitely not something that is particularly difficult. And I feel like players of this caliber, you're going to be expected to put up well above 700k-ish on average.
Yeah. I would assume Sweden roster, Skull, Psyche, Sphinx would be my presumption. Lightwine probably doesn't really play this.
That's it. I mean, this is pretty flow aim heavy.
It is, but
so just general
I don't know.
Flow aim players are usually actually pretty good at this.
You've got the gimmickier elements, the 1/6 bursts, the wiggles, which I mean, obviously Lightwine can play the map. I just would presume Sphinx to be more consistent, more reliable on it, and probably more likely to go in. But I don't really know what to expect on this. It's I mean, in the US-Italy match, it was kind of ridiculous how small the margins were. Like Arj got 2 random slider breaks and that killed Italy. Otherwise, they would have won. It's like they were really close. Italy, US in general was a pretty funny match. But...
Well, we'll see how this ends up going. Once again, Cut Paper Yip and El Contrapasa. I don't know where Cut Paper went. He should be in for this. There's zero reason to pull him out for this map.
He's hiding in another slot.
Hiding in slot 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Defining characteristic of this map is that there's big wiggle streams during the KI times. Aside from that, it's honestly pretty easy. But there's like 3 or 4 really big wiggle streams in this, and it's very easy to miss on any of those.
Also,
but aside from the big wiggles, that's pretty Pablo.
Yeah. The solo has a series of cuts that can be kind of harsh, but they're like 2-note cuts, you know, like 8 in a row or something. Could definitely see someone miss on that. I have no idea what he just missed on.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Not looking
get him
at
out early, I guess.
Yeah.
Get him out early.
Well, Sphinx is also getting some out early, trading that.
I'm glad we both just mutually agreed to roast our teams of our country origin, right?
Yeah.
Just both agree to just roast the hell out of them when they miss stupid stuff like that. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I hold them to high standard. I want them to be better, man.
Right. Alright, here's the first KI time. This is the first big wiggle stream that's coming up here. Soon-ish.
It's very tempting to mention Psyche. I mean, I will. Psyche woke up in the middle of the last match. He was sleeping.
Lord.
Yeah.
There we go.
It was at a time where he should not have been sleeping. Whatever. Yeah, everyone getting through the first KI here. Gonna have to wait a bit more, or not. Psyche, what are you doing? Oh my god.
Man.
Just a disgusting SV.
That's just bad timing, man. I don't know what else to say about that. That's just a bad timing on that miss, because you miss right after the hard part. There's so much free combo in between. El Condorpasa Mario is also. What are you? Why? Why are you missing, bro? Oh my god.
Oh no.
All right. Well, still very, very close between these two teams. One FC left for each of them. Yip is actually on a reverse choke, by the way. That is a miss right at the start of the map.
Oh, Cut Paper was so shaky just now. Oh my god. That was... I don't know. He looks a bit better now. I don't know what the hell that was.
Teams are pretty much even in combo, by the way. It's about a 100 combo lead for Cut Paper and about a 200 combo lead for Saika. A little bit of a lead for Skilla over Yip. So just ever so slight combo lead, I think, for Sweden. We'll see if they start to pull the score back. The accuracy on some of Canada's players is better than on Sweden's, but the big combo for Sweden has better accuracy than Yip, so.
Okay, here's the little cut.
I don't know how you hack this, by the way. That section's so terrible to play. I hate that part. I practiced that and just double tap cheese the entire section every time.
Hell yeah. Oh, Saika again! No. You missed on nothing! How?
There's been quite a few air misses in this match, I gotta say. There's been a few.
Doing? Like, at least miss on something better, man. I'd feel better about it. It's just... God.
Unfortunate miss for Saika, and now I feel like well in Canada's favor.
This is
you have
getting
three relatively big combos going into the end. Spinks and Skilla are still holding, but there's big combo lead for El Condorpasa over Saika, and that's really where the score lead is coming from. Nobody missing the last big wiggle section there, nor the 1-6 that come afterwards.
Yeah, this is just over. Canada is going to be going up to match point. Even with the break from Cut Paper, Skilla matches it. Losing the FC for Sweden there. And
we will get a quote-unquote FC from Yip. He did slider break right at the start of the map, but we can call it missed slider ends there. 940k. Not quite as high of a score as it should be with the early miss, but very, very good score regardless. And everybody above 600k for Canada, even with El Condorpasa finding just random misses on seemingly nothing in the middle of the map for Canada on that one. Really, really solid scores from all of them. And unfortunately for Sweden, it's just the third player gap is really all it is. It's an ever so slight score lead for Yip over Skilla. It's an ever so slight score lead for Spinks over Cut Paper, and then El Condorpasa makes up pretty much the entire score lead for Canada.
Yeah. Well, now it's really tough for Sweden. Down 5-1. Have to find something in the pool they can go for here. I mean, maybe it is time for the No Mod 1 Empire. Just, yeah. That's just about all I can think of. Go DT1 as well, I guess. But
I'd really like to see DT1, honestly. I feel like you pick the DT aim map, and it's probably a little better for you than something like the... that is not the pick, by the way.
That is not the pick. Yeah.
El Condorpasa has just picked that. It's not. That's not actually.
Stop it.
Yeah, it's Mario's God. Trolling. Yeah. That is not the pick.
Literally instantly switched as well.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I'm looking for the DT1. Like, I feel like, in particular, Canada's DT players are not necessarily as good at DT aim. But then I looked at the qualifier scores, and they had a top 8 score on DT1 out of qualifiers. And I don't know. I'm not sure exactly where they stack up in comparison to Sweden, but...
Okay, there we go.
Alright, it is going to be DT1.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. DT1 and qualifiers definitely in Canada's favor, but like an on-paper roster for Canada on DT1, I think doesn't look as good as their on-paper roster for speed maps, basically.
Yeah. I'll say this maybe a bit burstier than the average DT1, so might benefit them. But it should be no problem for Sweden's 2 DT players, who I assume are going to be coming in here. Alongside, most likely, Lightwine. Pretty good at DT1s.
I'm really expecting like Curtis and Mario to come in for this. Yeah, okay. Alongside Too Slow. Okay, yeah. Curtis, Mario, and Too Slow for this one for Canada. And all the speed players are in for Sweden again. It's
Maybe
do or die for Sweden. They go for the aim map. How do you feel?
I mean, I feel better than anything else they could have gone for. Really, it's pretty much the only thing they can go for, and I just pray that the 3-star jump miss happens on the side of Canada this time. It's or I mean, it did actually happen.
They've been happening this whole match.
They've been happening the whole match.
Actually.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's pretty true.
Someone will miss on a 2-star jump.
Someone will
believe
miss
you
the
me.
note?
Someone will miss on a 2-star.
Actually, there's ticks in the middle of the sliders. This is like tick rate 2. Someone over aims the tick and breaks. Maybe?
It's possible.
Well, it's going to be yet another map where I really think it's pretty much 3-way or die. Standard's going to be pretty high here. You need to combo. Very little room for error, and neither team with any breaks as of yet.
They're a relatively long map also. 3 minutes after double time is a significant amount of consistency needed for a map like this. You usually don't see maps this long getting played with double time, especially in solo, right? It's very much a tournament thing to play 5-minute maps with double time.
I mean, it can happen in solo.
It can, but it's more so with like, I don't know, I feel like I see lots of like shorter maps for DT farm rather than longer stuff like this.
Oh yeah, so. I mean the ping pong. It's the reforms, the Browix, and everything of the world.
Okay.
Lightwine.
That's traded. It's traded.
Breaks.
It's traded by
it is.
Pasa.
Okay.
So it's still completely even. Accuracy lead for Canada is the only thing giving the score lead. Okay, Trumpetino missed.
Well, there we go. Okay, that's
Look, at
very
least it's
bad.
in a Ki. At least it's in a Ki nautzz.
Oh
okay.
my god!
Okay, it's Jover.
Oh.
It's Jover. It's Jover.
It is so Jover, man. What the hell? God damn it.
Mario thanking his team for the carry there during the break. He sees the combos.
God damn it.
Well, that is going to do it for this match, and I think that's it for all of the matches for this weekend. We are not doing Showcase after this. I believe Showcase is tomorrow. Time TBD, check the server. But that is going to do it for this match. The only question now is, are there full combos from Curtis and Marwin? Because these are very good scores already. Let's see them, FC.
Sweden takes 1 point the whole tournament. Oh, God. The pain.
Well, nautzz is off in the corner.
Sulking. Yeah.
Sulking at the loss of Sweden, the only 1 point taken during the tournament. Congratulations to Canada for moving on into the top 12, and commiserations to Sweden getting knocked out. Congrats on qualifying for this year, but they will not be advancing past top 16.
Ouch.
Ouch. Ouch. Yeah.
Ouch. Yeah.
That one does hurt. Hopefully a better next year, a better 2024 for Sweden. But that's gonna do it for this match.
I don't have my hopes up, but
oh no.
Well, Canada moves on to face Italy, which
they do. They move on to face Italy, who took 4 points off the United States. So
yes.
They're looking very good.
Although
they
to be fair, America, they were missing 2 players basically the whole match, and I don't know, they were being a little silly with it. I remember me and Shiba just in a panic over one of the US's picks, just wondering what the hell they were thinking. But
wait, why is Brazil out of the tournament? What happened?
Italy eliminated them.
Do I just have the power to Omega curse any South American team I hype up? What happened, man? What happened this year? I don't understand.
I don't know what to say.
Man.
Yeah.
Whatever. They just flopped. I completely Omega cursed them and they flopped. All right. Good luck to Canada against Team Italy next weekend in the first round. If they make it through that one, they face either Poland or France. It's a tough bracket out here. It's tough out here. Good luck to them. Thank you to Sweden for playing. That is it for us at 3WC for now. Stay tuned for the semifinals showcase sometime tomorrow when all of the replays are ready and the
we'll figure it out.
We will have it for you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stream. Thanks for ref. Thanks for gaming. We'll see y'all later tomorrow.
See ya.